So out of curiosity, you had this internship at Nickelodeon. First, before we get into what happened after that, what were you doing at Nickelodeon as an intern? What was your job there? What did they make you do? Was it like getting coffee, making copies, or was it what exactly? Was it any art stuff?
No, Nickelodeon didn't let you draw anything. Probably some like union thing, I don't know. But we weren't allowed to touch the draw anything as interns. But no coffee or anything like that. Thank God. We did some pretty cool stuff there. I worked on Kung Fu Panda, the show. You guys remember Kung Fu Panda: The Legend of Awesomeness?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Doing the karate. I freaking loved that show. Before I was an intern on it, it was such a blessing I got on that show because I fucking love that show. I almost like it a little more than the movie. I don't even know. But anyway, maybe
you're always shows over movies. That's what we're learning about you.
No, movies were freaking amazing too. But what did I do? Oh God, so long ago. I remember doing things like organizing files in their like file maker system, and I would help. I remember like creating model sheets for their like set like background characters and stuff, like just dragging and dropping and basically
a lineup for the incidentals and stuff like that.
Oh right, the incidentals. That's the word. I remember. Yeah. Basic stuff like that. And then they had us do a lot of really fun stuff too. Like we had like just meetings with the executives and stuff. Like we had a meeting with Butch Hartman, how to create a show, and like we had a lot of really cool like event stuff too.
Really cool. Did that transition right into your job at Titmouse, or was there time in between?
Nickelodeon. After that, after I met Sabrina, I'm like, you work at Cartoon Network, or you were a PA there when I met you, right?
I kind of just started working there as a production assistant. I started out as an intern on Adventure Time, and then I became a production assistant on Uncle Grandpa.
Yeah.
And then around the time that we met, and then you told me about your internship.
Yeah, which I was like, I thought was the coolest thing. I'm like, dude, you have a freaking job at Cartoon Network? What?
And it was through the same route that you took. That you were taking.
Yeah, I remember us like.
Oh, sorry, I was gonna ask, was this internship like through your school? So you were able to get the internship because you were at AI or IA, whatever it is?
No, so where I got the idea was Nick was actually the very first person that we all knew that got an internship at Cartoon Network, and then I just followed suit. And Nick literally just like went online and just saw that you could apply, and all they needed to know was that you're going to college and everything. And so he did it, and then he got an internship, and I was like, all right.
Gotcha. So you just looked for it and you found it and you applied. It wasn't like Art Institute was like, hey, we're gonna back you up for this or anything.
No, they didn't know crap about it.
Okay.
Nothing about it.
Actually, Art Institute would hit us up like, could you give me any advice on getting students internships?
They wouldn't do any of that for me. I want you to know, like, even after my internship at Cartoon Network, our college still like refused to like talk to me about anything like professional related.
Not surprising.
They like, even after I told like the HR department, like, hey, I interned over here. Would you like, to help set something up, maybe, And they're like, nope, no interest.
I got they like left me a message once and said like, look, if you could give us some advice, we don't know how you're getting these internships, but it's like fucking AI.
So because we did have a teacher that was connected to Nickelodeon, Aglaya. You remember Aglaya, right?
Yeah, that name's so familiar. Oh yeah, the name so familiar as heck.
Marcheva, right, Nick? Aglaya.
Wait, I know who that is. Yes.
Yeah, she was a character design teacher. She worked at Nickelodeon, and she was close friends with the producer on Uncle Grandpa, Rosie. Yeah, so she was close friends with her, and then our producers, Rosie's husband worked at Disney, And then we had that demo reel competition that Steven Silver was at. Do you remember that demo reel competition?
The one that got him into that.
Yeah, so all those connections really helped in the long run, because when I met Rosie for that interview, I told her about all of these like connections and everything. So like they did have some good connections at that school. Just, you know, I don't know what was going on there. There was just some disconnect.
It's just fun to bash the school because it's kind of almost like an.
Yeah, it's gone. It doesn't matter anymore.
I know the three of us used to like just talk so much shit about the school together. Like
even while you were there.
Oh, way more when we were there.
People would like protest weekly.
It was anyway. Sorry to anyone that like worked at the school, and like I don't want to insult anybody. It's more.
Just got out of it what you needed to get out of it, you know. As maybe.
No, this is what the podcast is.
Well, what did help was you needed college credits to get the internship, so that getting the internship was all our own like persistence. But we couldn't actually have the internship unless we had college credits. So. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So Sabrina, I forgot you interned there too, Nick. Jeez, it's crazy. So yeah, Sabrina. I said, "Do you have any advice for me?" Blah blah blah, whatever. And she's like, "Apply online." And I actually think I ended up somehow like luckily, like the luck came in a little bit, getting your show.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know how, but the Cartoon Network, how the HR department will give specific people to certain shows, and I don't know if it's because I was from AI and they knew, so they gave some AI students over to our show, and I saw her name in the batch of interviews that we were gonna of people that we were interview, and I was like, oh my god, yay. And then I did tell her, like, because obviously like I was friends with her, we weren't like super close, but I knew of her. She also, like, Lauren, like, again, this is a big deal, like she has a fucking great personality, and that was what made her stood out at the time. And I was like, hell yeah, I can imagine having so much fun with her, like having her as my intern and everything. That'd be so great. So yeah, we did interview everyone, and it's not that like I played favoritism or anything. Like she literally just aced the interview with us. Like she just, you know. And then I also knew that we had like, I knew your knowledge already because we went to the same school. So I like knew you were perfect with the program.
When you're in a room with Lauren, you know you're in a room with Lauren.
Yeah.
That could be such a bad thing.
No.
Like, I'm probably very loud and cursing, or like.
Smart, Lauren. You're really smart. You were really good at what you did.
Oh, you're so cute. I love you. Thank you.
So wait, did you intern at Cartoon Network after Nickelodeon?
Yeah, I did.
That was the show Sabrina. What show was that with Sabrina?
It was a pilot, right? The pilot?
No, it wasn't it was the actual show.
Oh, it was? Oh shit, I don't know.
What show was it?
Uncle Grandpa?
Yeah. Well, Grandpa had a lot of seasons, right? Jeez, I feel like it
I think
did.
it was 3.
3 or 4, maybe.
I think it was 3.
3? Yeah, that sounds right.
I used to love that pilot. If it was the pilot, I never really watched the show, but I loved the pilot. I watched it on repeat.
She fit right in too, because a lot of the people that worked on that show actually came from Nickelodeon shows. Like I know a lot of people came from SpongeBob on that show. So like fit in with the vibe really well.
Yeah, sure. Interesting. So how did you transition from doing an internship at Nickelodeon, jumping to an internship at Cartoon Network with Sabrina and with Nick, and then were you still in school at this time? You were, right, this entire time?
Yeah, you couldn't do the internship without being in college.
Cool. And how did you go from your first actual job over at wherever it was, Titmouse or whatever it was after college?
After I graduated college, oh my god, such a stressful time because I didn't know if I was gonna stay living in LA where all the opportunity was, or if I was gonna go home and find something in New York, which didn't have as much opportunity. And I was also the dude I'm married to right now. I was dating him long distance, so me and him were dating long distance for like, oh my god, 2 years or something while I was in LA.
Yeah.
So it was just a very stressful time. Like I didn't know if I should stay in LA, continue long distance, or go home and find something in New York. But I knew I loved LA. I just loved California. I loved like the studios, and I loved like, you know, like being around people like you guys who understand the culture and understand like the studios and the vibe and everything. So it was really stressful, but I ended up just shooting out. I remember actually one of my industry friends told me about Titmouse a few days before I graduated. I didn't even know what Titmouse was. And they're like, I just got an internship at Titmouse. I'm like, what the fuck is Titmouse? Like, it sounds like such a weird name. And he's like, they let you draw at Titmouse, like as an intern, because like Nickelodeon Cartoon Network didn't let you do that. But Titmouse was like more of a laid back, smaller company. And they let you actually like draw stuff for the shows, which is really cool. I'm like, ooh, that sounds like a cool place. So I just applied there. I just sent my resume in and I applied online.
As a PA or what?
For a PA job, because I was graduating at that time.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm gonna apply for a PA job, and that was another thing that me and Sabrina both agreed on was you can, get your foot in the door by becoming a PA, which is what I was kind of doing. 'Cause I didn't know what I wanted to do in the industry. Like I knew I wanted to create a show, but I didn't know how to start because I wasn't super talented at drawing itself. But then how do I like show that I'm a good creator and a good storyteller? It was very confusing. So I was really stressed out, and I'm like, maybe if I started in production, learned how to make the actual cartoons, that would be good for me. So
should I do the intro again, or are we good to go?
No.
All right.
Oh, there we
Yeah,
go.
let's
We're
go.
good.
So there was an intro, and then there was about 45 seconds to a minute of awkwardness. That will serve as our musical intro today, just us rambling about nothing. And now, here we are.